Hello, I'm Steve Brine. I'm the Member of Parliament for Winchester and Chandler's Ford, and I'm a proud member of the Conservative Environment Network. Aren't we all? The environment, the issue of protecting the rainforest actually was the thing that first opened my eyes to political activism as a schoolboy. But more generally, I would say, we can't afford not to be, any of us, Tory or otherwise. We've got a climate emergency in this world, so we have to act. And even if we didn't have to, it makes sense to do so in terms of social justice, given the impact that climate change has on the world's poorest people. And there is huge potential in doing so for a green jobs recovery from the pandemic. It has to be about delivering on our net zero carbon targets, not because we're the biggest nation in the world, we're clearly not, but because we can provide a strong lead to others. So in global terms, of decarbonising our economy, I think the UK is very well placed this year with the G7 and the COP26 coming up, but also in terms locally, in terms of driving forward green transport schemes and the massive job of greening our existing housing stock. In Winchester, there's a bike business called Cytronics. Now, they aren't your run-of-the-mill cycle shop. Cytronics specialise in turning any bike into an e-bike, and they do so through a really innovative piece of new lightweight battery technology. They're such a refreshing business, but they need help to scale it up, and that's where they need national government. Find them online, you'll like what you see. Well, it's very locally focused, but I would say it's all very well to talk about walking and cycling strategy, but we need to do more than just sort of hope that local authorities actually make provision for safe cycle lanes, for instance. I'd require them to do so and have a realistic conversation with them about the cost of that. I want to see the British Prime Minister and the new US President without a cigarette paper between them, and making clear that this is both the challenge of our time, but it's also the opportunity to recover in a socially just way from the pandemic. We need all countries to sign up to the successor to Paris, which will be Glasgow, but also to act on what they agree to when they get back home. And I think leadership from the UK and the US together can drive that. I would say that every constituency, not just mine in Winchester, has an opportunity for a green recovery from COVID based around retrofitting of existing housing stock. And we talked about it for a long time. I remember the Green Deal, which I worked on when I was a new MP. We now have the Green Homes Grant, which is really, really welcome. But frankly, it needs rocket boosters underneath it. I love the peace and the perfection of the River Itchen as it runs through my constituency. It's one of the best chalk streams in the world, and it's an example of natural ecology that we must, at all costs, protect.